Good day from Las Vegas. It is Winner's Circle on Wednesday, make that Thursday, July 11th. You're receiving three top Major League Baseball winners complimentary from gamblersworld.net. And I'm your host, Chip Chirimbes, for the day. And we will have Doug Upstone, Doug. And of course, Kyle, the big game hunter. Kyle, how you doing? Welcome to the show, Kyle. Looking forward to hearing your analysis of your first big game today. And
Yeah, it's good to be here with you guys. Nice day here in Ohio. Looking forward to talking about some baseball, and then
yep.
we got a get together going. So I got like a bounce house outside, and I got to go out there with the kids right after we're done. So we're gonna go baseball, and then things are gonna get even crazier around here.
Kyle, where are you coming from right now?
Close to Columbus, about an hour north of Columbus. Is
All right, and we've got Doug, of course, Doug from Doc's Enterprises, Doc Sports. Doug, welcome aboard again. Of course, you're doing a great job here, Doug. I'm telling you right now, I'm very jealous. And you've got a big game for us too, as well, don't you?
I certainly do. And hey, Chip, on Monday, you and I went 2-0. Now we had that, and then also delivered a day late with the Chris Sale prop, okay, on strikeouts, but we still got it done, okay, on that. So nice 2-0 Monday. So let's just say let's go 3-0 today and make it all happen.
That'd be nice. The All-Star game's coming up pretty soon, and who's going to start, questions along those lines. But that's only an exhibition, and I don't know how people actually gravitate to want to make a bet on that game. Kyle, do you bet the All-Star game at all?
Never bet the All-Star game.
Yeah, I didn't. It's an exhibition. Doug, you
right.
might have a prop on it, I would imagine.
No, I won't do anything on that. The last All-Star game I actually even watched, to be perfectly honest, was the one where they honored Ted Williams on the field. Since then, I have just tuned out, like a lot of people have, just not as interesting as what it used to be. As you mentioned on Monday, some of the things like the tradition of the players wearing their home or road uniforms, that's way better than this other stuff that they're doing now. And it's lost its luster, that's for sure.
Yeah, really. And I hate, like I said before, we've spoken about it, being able to see these players, these classic players in their home uniforms or even their road uniforms. I think it's so much more visually attractive if you're going to be there. But I guess maybe we should get to the complimentary plays we have here. I know you guys got something going today. Doug, let's start with you. You got the big game with Tampa Bay and New York. This is going to be played in Florida, of course. And how are you looking at this one?
Yeah, the New York Yankees won yesterday, which I guess is almost newsworthy the way they've been going of late. And they have a chance to win their first series in a month.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. This is the decisive game. I got Nestor Cortez is going to go 4-7, 3.41 ERA. He's going to face I might have the last name wrong, Shane Baz. If it's wrong, I apologize. Okay, it might be Baz. Okay, on that one. Cortez on the road this year, 0-4, 4.63 ERA and 9 starts. Not very good. Baz is coming back, his second start from Tommy John surgery. I'm looking at these two pitchers, guys. I don't see anything here to really trust either one. And then I look a little further. Since the 1st of April, Tampa Bay's bullpen comes in at number 23 in run prevention. And if you go back to June 10th, the Yankees bullpen is now 24th in run prevention. All three of my models in terms of projections have this game either 9 to 9.3 runs for the total. So I'm going to go over the 8 on this one.
Yeah, I believe the number was 8 on this one. Kyle, how do you see this game? I mean, the Yankees have been in the doldrums. Big win for them yesterday. They certainly needed it. And the star for the Yankees, J.C. Grisham, they were ready to jettison this guy. Doug, they were ready to get rid of him, the kind of way he's been playing. He comes up with 2 big hits, RBIs, and a great catch yesterday. Kyle, how do you see Yankees and Rays?
So Cortez has struggled a lot against the Rays in his history too. 382 weighted on base average allowed against these guys. So, in general, the Rays have hit him well. I think I would lean toward the Tampa Bay side here in this one. One thing that I wanted to point out is Yandy Diaz has just smashed him in the past. I know some people like to bet player props. I usually don't do too much of that. He's 12 for 30 against Cortez in his career with 3 homers and 4 doubles. So if you want to look at some kind of player prop, I think that's worth it. I won't say too much on this one, guys. I'm usually not great a salesman, but I have this play up at gamblersworld.net.
Good.
And so if you want to get my premium play on this one, you can check it out over there at gamblersworld.net. 29-7 the last 36. So my premium play, I will not give that out. I'll let you head over to the site for that.
All right, good job, Kyle. We do have 10 of the top handicappers in the country right here, professional handicappers at gamblers.net. Log on, follow the buy links, and get Kyle's big winner for today, or any of us out there. This you said, you put the nail on the head, and you said about how bad Cortez is on the road. He's been absolutely terrible, hasn't won a game yet, and he hasn't pitched all that well against Tampa, like you had said, 2-4. This Shane Baz, he missed an entire season because of Tommy John surgery. He was a number one pick by Pittsburgh in 2017, and he throws the ball really hard and is able to throw strikeouts. He's back right now, and I play this game to go over the total. I think the bullpen, of course, gets so much action now. As you were saying, Doug, the Rays bullpen has not been stellar, and the Yankee bullpen has just fallen apart. So I played this game over the total myself if I was forced into it. And of course, right now I'm not looking to do anything with the Yankees. I did back Tampa Bay yesterday and got beat with that one. All right, Doug, we're going to go to you. You got a big game for us today, aside, I'm sure, of something at Doc Enterprises. So what are you looking at today?
Well, actually, it's Kyle's turn. He's going to go with his play right now because I just gave mine. So it's Kyle's up, and Kyle, what do you got?
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Kyle.
no problem. No problem at all.
I got Cubs Orioles here for today. So let's talk about Cubs Orioles. I think this one's interesting because the Cubs have taken the first couple games of the series. Not many people would have expected that, certainly. We have the much better team in Baltimore at home looking to avoid a sweep. There's a lot of these things that people talk about that, long trends and things that I think make no difference in the end. But I do think this one matters. The home team that's the better team looking to avoid a sweep has done really well. I ran a query on this last night. The much better team, Baltimore, like I said, certainly you're betting a home favorite who lost the first two games of a set here. If you bet them in that third game, it's an ROI of over 11% in the last 15 years, just betting that blindly. So that's very good. Justin Steele is a good starter. That's why the price is cheaper, because Justin Steele is a very high quality starter. I do think, though, the Orioles third in on-base percentage plus slugging against lefties. Orioles have a very deep lineup. They're first in the majors in homers. I think they wake up. That lineup does soon. And Albert Suarez is kind of sneaky, pretty decent. He's not a big name. 2.48 ERA this year, 3.65 FIP. So he projects as a guy that's at least a quality starter. I think he's a bit underrated. He's only giving up 0.55 home runs per 9 innings. Really good. Done a great job keeping the ball inside the ballpark. At this short price here, I'm going to take Baltimore on the money line in the minus 120 something range here. I think minus 125 or so. I take Baltimore here, lay the price. You have a team in the Cubs that's been wildly inconsistent. You're counting on them to beat another good team a third straight time. I'm going to go with the better team here.
All right. I mean, that's reasonable. I can see that Justin Steele won 16 games last year, and he didn't win his first game until his ninth start last time out. And Baltimore, Suarez, in his last 8 starts, he's had 6 games where he's given up 2 runs or less, 3 games where he didn't give up any runs. Doug, Baltimore, having dropped 2 in a row at home, comes up a big favorite here. You agree with Kyle on the O's bouncing backs?
Yes, I do. It's amazing because the Cubs have been horrible on the road going into this series. So then they go. I guess they must like crab cake. That's the only thing I can figure out. Okay, so they got some things going there. Now, Steele, you mentioned coming off a complete game in which he only threw 94 pitches and beat the Angels. Seemingly the key here in this series to this point, anyways, has been the first couple innings where the Cubs have jumped on Baltimore and got them on the defensive. Now, I think Suarez is well, not that Burns isn't or wasn't, but Suarez is doing a really nice job, as you guys mentioned. And I happened to see this. Suarez is actually 34 years old. Now, I don't know that everybody knows that. And he actually faced the Cubs the last time he faced them, they won the World Series in 2016. Okay, so that's been a little distance between, but I think this is going to be a really close game for 6 innings, and then we're going to see the inferior Cubs bullpen rear its ugly head yet again, and Baltimore finds a way to win in the last 3 innings.
All right, Doug, thanks for that. When I look at this game, I sort of think or feel differently than both of you guys. I think that the The anomaly here would be for the Cubs to come up big. Steele had a good outing last time out, and I wouldn't be surprised if he came back with another good outing. And by the way, the Cubs, who have been really terrible, I mean, all of a sudden they're coming up and they're beating Baltimore. And the most unlikely scenario that I can imagine would be the Cubs sweeping the series. Um, I lean toward the Cubs. I wouldn't use this as a big play, of course, but that's the way I see it. But you know what? We're sitting out here giving big games to everyone, complimentary winners, and using your expertise, Doug and Kyle. And I think you guys out there ought to just give us a like, come back, subscribe, and get our winner circle games each and every day. We sit here and posting 3 complimentary winners. So, like I said, once again, go to Gamblers World or gamblersworld.net and winner circle right here. So in this game, I have a tendency to lean toward the Cubs because they've won the last 2. I hate coming back with teams that have gotten beat or have lost their last game that is. And the Cubs now, they're at minus $400 on the year at $100 per play. And the Orioles are almost plus 900. And with the kind of money that the Orioles are laying each and every day, now they're 22 games over 500. It's tough to go against them, particularly at home. You mentioned you're 29-19 at home. I think I still lean toward the Cubs. I can't help it. I just can't help it when a team's won 2 in a row going into the final game. And remember, I said subscribe, give us a like. We're all out there. And the final game today, I guess, is the one that I have been assigned. And this is the Dodgers and Phillies. And these two probably are going to end up being the biggest contenders in the National League coming down the stretch. I mean, right now, Philadelphia is the first team with 60 wins in the major leagues. The Yankees had 50 wins before anybody had 44 wins for that matter, and look where they are now. So being able to maintain this with a 35-14 record at home, and they are sending out their mainstay guys. They're sending Aaron Nola out, 10-4 in a year, 3.48 ERA. He's been excellent. This is probably one of his best overall seasons. He's only given up 92 hits in 113 innings. He does have one issue, though. He has given up 16 home runs. And the Dodgers, of course, are a power-laden team. They'll be going with London Knack. And I'm really not familiar with who he is, except for the fact that he has a 2.86 ERA. And he has had problems with the long ball as well. He's given up 7 home runs in 34 innings. And the Dodgers, believe it or not, who are 17 games over 500, are minus $1,126 per $100 play on the season, whereas Philadelphia is plus almost 1,500 where they are right now. I think this is a very high price to be laying with the Phillies against a team like the Dodgers, and I think the odds makers are telling you that Philadelphia is on a pretty good run here, and I most likely would play Philadelphia. I don't like laying run lines. I hate getting caught in the switches, so I might take Philadelphia right here as my selection. I look for Nolan and the Phillies to continue. They won big over the Dodgers yesterday. I look for more of it today. Doug, how do you see this one coming down?
Yeah, I'm looking. Well, we got Landon Knack pitching, and that tells you a lot right there. I mean, this Dodgers starting rotation is in tatters. They have either inexperienced pitchers or basically what I would consider number 5 starters going right now as their everyday guys that Dave Roberts is having to utilize. Knack was going to face the number 1 offense at home in the Phillies. They're averaging almost 5.4 runs per game. The Dodgers, as you mentioned, are going to face Aaron Nola. Nola, though, he's had a nice season, but he's scuffled of late. He's given up 15 runs in his last 23 innings. And as you mentioned, Chip, he's been suggestible to the long ball. He's given up 5 in those 23 innings. Dodgers come in number 4 in baseball in runs scored on the road. So with all that information that Chip has given it, that I'm giving you, here's what I'm going to do. I got a prop play. I'm going to take both teams to go over 3 or more runs. And with the total at 9, I certainly like my chances for that to occur.
Sure. All right, Kyle, how do you see this one in Philadelphia? Looks like a great matchup, really.
Yeah, I'm going to look toward the total here. I think both of you guys know I bet more totals than I do sides in general. This is a game where you've got hot weather in Philly, some wind blowing out. I looked this one up too. I know that Citizens Bank Park is kind of susceptible to weather, nothing like Wrigley Field, obviously. But to the degree compared to the average ballpark, it is affected by the weather a decent amount. Games played here with a temperature of 84 degrees or warmer, wind blowing out 7 miles per hour or more, 53-34 to the over, 61%. So this one fits because it's 88 degrees, winds of about 9 or 10 miles per hour blowing out, definitely hitter friendly. I mean, you already mentioned it, both of you. Aaron Nola gives up a lot of home runs. That's the biggest knock on him. He gets a guy or two on base, and he gives up a big 2 or 3 run homer. That can add up. He's given up some big innings at times. He's certainly a good pitcher, but he is a bit prone to giving up the big inning. The Dodgers lineup is fantastic. We don't have to tell you guys that. Tremendous lineup, lots of power. And if you look at Landon Knack, 2.86 ERA, a FIP of 4.96, if fielding independent pitching. He's left 95.4% of runners on base. So he's putting all these people on base. He's stranding them every single time. That can't continue. Also, opponents have a 200 batting average on balls in play. Average is about 290, 295. So he is getting extremely fortunate. I don't think that will continue to happen game after game. Now, exactly when it will it happen today? It's hard to say, obviously. There's no guarantees in this business. But he's going to regress to the mean here at some point with the weather and it being favorable. You got a good Phillies lineup, getting a little bit healthier than they were. I think the Phillies can score here too. And if you look at Nola, he's allowed a 335 weighted on base average to this Dodgers lineup. So he's very good, but the Dodgers lineup is deep. They've hit him well in the past. I'm going to go with over 9 as what I would like to bet here in this matchup.
All right. Thank you, Kyle. And by the way, Bryce Harper did not play yesterday. He's got a hand injury. He's day to day. He did take batting practice, but whether he's going to be playing or not is still up in the air for today. I'll be back to you guys for the final wrap up in a minute. But today is July 11th. And Doug, you know what that means?
I'm ready, Chip. Bring it. Yeah, bring it on. Let's go.
We've got this date in baseball history, and there are a couple of interesting things going on. And on this date in 1914, there was a guy by the name of George Herman Ruth who made his major league debut, pitched a 4-3 win for the Boston Red Sox. That's right, a 4-3 win as a pitcher against who? The Cleveland Naps. Now, Doug, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I said how the Cleveland Indians weren't named until 1915. So this is the year was still the Naps at this time when Babe Ruth had his major league debut. In 1985, I got one for you. Nolan Ryan had his 4,000th career strikeout. 1989, Bo Jackson, maybe one of the greatest all-around athletes we've ever seen, won the MVP in an all-star game. But here's one of the things that I really, really relish on, because this was a life changer, guys. In 1980, Mike Tyson at that time hired Donald Trump to be his personal advisor. And it must have been a good job because he's been out of jail ever since. But anyway, let's get back to our games. Doug, give me who your play is for the week and what you've got going this tonight's action.
Yes, so I got the over in the Yankees and Tampa Bay tonight for today's free play video. Now, you two guys, it's been scorched earth for both of you guys in baseball. You guys have just been killing it. I have done well. Okay, I'm not going so I'm on a nice 54 and 37 run. The last 4 days, I've hit 5 of the last 6 and multiple 3 best bets this week. So that has been excellent. So fired up for that. But yeah, let me tell you, these two guys here at Gamblers World, they have done a great job. But I'm holding my own. Okay, let's put it this way compared to these two guys right now. But no, so really on a nice little run here, going right into the All-Star break and looking to continue that once we get onto the other side of it. Baseball player props ran into a little bit of a tough spot, but it's definitely bouncing back out of it. 62.5% most recently, so that's been on a nice run there. And hey, just ready to go. Also looking forward to the break, though. I'm not going to deny it. Okay, little time off here. Good for everybody on that one.
Well, unless you're playing the CFL or the WNBA,
well,
Doug.
I'm still in the CFL. You know me. Come on.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Thank you anyway. We've got your best right there for the day, a complimentary winner. And Kyle, what do you got for us? And what else you got going on the side as well?
Yeah, I was really expecting Doug to talk about the CFL there, so I was surprised Doug didn't bring up the CFL. I have a play going today, like I said, in the Yankees and Rays games. You can get that over at gamblersworld.net. 29-7 last 36. Always a straight shooter. I'm not going to keep up that kind of run, but long term, I've definitely done well in baseball, so we'll try to keep that going the best we possibly can. Been pretty low volume in baseball, trying to pick my spots, simplify things. So I'll be higher volume when we get to college football. And you know what, guys? That's really not that far away. I'm actually looking forward to next week, partially because I want to put a lot of college football prep in next week, get some of those days to be able to go through the Sun Belt and the smaller conferences that most people are not going to pay attention to early in the season. So, yeah, you can get all my stuff over there at gamblersworld.net.
All right. Thank you very much, Kyle. I, of course, did post the Phillies as my top play, but I remembered everyone out there, remember, just give us a little like, click it, and subscribe, and you'll get all these complimentary winners every day of the week from gamblersworld.net. I have been on an incredible tear. I haven't posted a megabuck play in a number of days. I'm 17-4 in the last 21 big game releases. Today, I have a triple play of Major League Baseball selections. 3 best bet winners guaranteed to win once again at gamblersworld.net. This is Chip Chirimbes from Winner's Circle for Doug Upstone and for Kyle Hunter saying, come on back. We'll be back here again tomorrow with live action and, of course, complimentary winners each and every day. I thank you for viewing and see you again.